Well, hello, Mr. McLaren. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me, Pam.
It's so good to see you. I am so excited about your launch for so many reasons, but I just want to do a quick intro, folks, here because you've heard me talk, if you know me at all, about the man and his wife who have who totally revitalized my faith in business. So, very short, I've been in corporate for 30 years. I knew in my head there was a way to do business correctly, and I left corporate. I met Stu and Amy and went, yep, there really is a way to do business correctly. And I've modeled a lot after you. You two, first of all, are a major human inspiration. And I just want to thank you for that.
That means a lot. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we try to just keep doing our thing and keep moving forward, and hopefully somewhere along the lines, it helps a lot of people. And I'm glad it's influenced your world in a small way.
And that is why I am here today, because you have, Stu. You've changed my life. You've changed tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of lives. And you are opening up your workshop where, in and of itself, in your workshop, which I've been to now for 4 years in a row, I always learn things that move my business forward. And I want to make sure that as many people as I know that this is available. So just really quickly, if you could give us a rundown of what's coming up and what people ought to do, and then we'll dive into a couple questions I have for you that I think will be really relevant to my audience.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, since 2008, I have been working with entrepreneurs to help them add recurring revenue to their business. So it doesn't matter whether it's a physical product business, a service based business, a knowledge based business, or community based business. There's a membership model for everybody. And that recurring revenue adds tremendous stability to every single business owner. And this is why I'm passionate about it. And it's why I'm passionate about it more today than I ever have been, because in a world where there's so much uncertainty, the one thing that brings tremendous certainty for every business owner is that stable, recurring revenue. Meaning you find a customer and you don't have to hope that that customer is going to come back, or you don't have to hope that and they'll continue to pay month after month after month. And this is why big companies like the Netflix and the Apples and the Amazons have all moved to a subscription model. And it's why I've been helping entrepreneurs since 2008 do the same thing. And so every year we host a free workshop, which is the workshop you're alluding to, and it's coming up. And we just pour into people and we just show how to add recurring revenue to any business. And we share examples and we walk through how to implement it. And in fact, during the free workshop, people will actually launch their memberships. And I know that that can sound crazy for somebody that might not even had it on the radar yet, but we'll show you exactly how it is. Yeah. And we're super excited for it. So that's all coming up. But we help people in all kinds of markets, from photography and calligraphy to fitness and finance and music and art and health and dog training and you name it. And it's just exciting to do it every year and to pour back into the entrepreneurial community.
I love this. And as a CFO who works with entrepreneurs who in many cases are trying to either scale their business or grow their business to get an exit valuation, I will tell you that recurring revenue gives you multiples above regular, unpredictable project type revenue. So whether you are a $10 million business thinking about an exit, whether you're a $1 million business thinking about scaling, or whether you are just starting out of the gate, this is a valuable process. And the thing I will say about the way Stu does this is, and his team, to be fair, Stu and his team, when you come to the table, whatever you come with, they meet you there. So if you just stepped out of corporate and this is all Greek to you, they meet you there. If you are a $10 million entrepreneur ready to stabilize, grow, and or increase the valuation on your business, they meet you there. So that's all really, really important to know. Now, the one thing, Stu, for me, when I started orbiting around your world 5 or 6 years ago, is I was like, well, I like the guy. I like what he's doing. He's reinvigorated my faith in people and business. However, I'm a CFO. What membership thing? So question for you, what is the most, like, who or what was the most, like, unlikely thing to become a membership or didn't believe it, and that you've seen over your years here create a successful membership?
Well, Pam, I mean, I've worked literally with tens of thousands of people. And as you said, in all kinds of different stages, from the person who has never, ever thought of themselves as a business owner, was never on their radar. Like somebody like that would be like Jennifer Chamberlain, right? So she was in her mid 50s.
Oh, freezing up on me here. There we go.
In her case, she said, she's like, this was never on art. And she had a passion for sharing that art with other women like her. And so business was never on her radar. And long story short, she came through the free workshop. She did a founding member launch, which is something that we'll walk people through. She ended up welcoming 20 paying members. And by the end of that first year, had grown it to 100 paying members. By the end of the second year, had grown it to 200. And then in year 3, she hit her inflection point because she started to learn about business. She started to get good at business. And she went from 200 paying members to more than 2,000.
Wow. Art.
And so years ago, and now she's got thousands of paying members where she's teaching them art, which is the thing that she loves and is passionate about. So we have people like that where business isn't even on their radar. Then we've got people who will say, yeah, but like, who am I? Like, what do I have to share? What is, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what people would be interested in learning from me. And there are all your expertise and your skill sets. Like for you, for example, Pam, like you've got this experience as a CFO, like helping other entrepreneurs. Like that's a skill set that could easily be transferred into a membership of some kind, because what you're able to do is compress time for people. What has taken you years and years and years of learning and compress time for people. And that's super valuable. So anytime we're questioning into like, what have you learned? What skill sets have you developed over the years where you can help people compress mastery in a much shorter period of time than it may have taken you? And then there's also examples, like I think of Scott Coran. Scott's a very successful corporate lawyer. He is actually a nonprofit lawyer, and a membership site was never on his radar, but to his credit, he was open to the idea. And one day he had a couple conversations with a buddy of his named Ryan, who is a really skilled dentist. And Ryan is a very tall guy, and he was complaining that leaning over in the chair to work on his clients, he was starting to develop back problems. Well, the short version is Scott said to him, have you ever thought about teaching other dentists what you do specifically with Invisalign? This was a certain type of procedure that Ryan had become, kind of world renowned for. And Ryan's like, no, I don't want to share my skills with my cop. They're in the backyard again, another barbecue, and Ryan's complaining about the same thing. And, Scott says, well, have you ever thought about the membership and teaching? And he said, okay, like I'm open to it. Well, fast forward, Scott led Ryan through the process. So Ryan is the person with the skill set, so to speak, on passing the knowledge down. Scott is the partner who is handling the membership side of things. And together they've built a multi-million-dollar membership from scratch, helping other dentists with the Invisalign procedure. And so when I think about, the common objections that come up for people, it's like, well, I'm too old, or I'm too young. And there's a million and one examples for people there. Or I don't know anything about business. There's tons of examples there. Or I don't have, I don't know what I would teach. And there's lots of examples of how to extract your own skills and knowledge and experience, as well as partnering with others who have skills, knowledge, and wisdom that you could create together. So there's lots of opportunity. And I think that's one of the things that I love so much about the workshop, is really opening people's eyes to the world of opportunity that was right within their grasp, that they may not even realize. but it's about setting ourselves up for success and finding everybody's going to have a different path to be able to do it. But the most important thing is that we land on the importance of generating recurring revenue in our business and ultimately in our lives.
Yeah. I love that. And I've seen you do this with a number of different memberships as well. And you live it in an example. It's a very cool meta thing, the way this all works. You also build community. And I think that in today's world is becoming so important. There's so many things out there dividing us. And this is another opportunity in addition to the recurring revenue. With it as a CFO, I'm all over that. Let's focus on that. It's great. However, the human touch that you're allowed to build in a membership is amazing, and people are craving that now. And I think the summary is there is no business model that I've looked at in my working with thousands of entrepreneurs that would not fit into a membership model the way that you teach it and are able to do it. But as people are kind of coming to this, I can feel like going, well, you know, people have been at this for a long time. Pam's known Stu a long time. Pam knows business. Stu knows business. What is the only kind of first thing people have to come to the table with to attend these 3 days and still walk away with value if they truly have no idea, even potentially, what we're talking about?
I would just say come to the workshop. Well, number one, it's free. So come to the free workshop with, most importantly, just an open mind to possibility. Because if you're closed off in the sense that like, no, this will never work. No, my business is different. No, blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's never going to come to, fruition because you're closed off from the get-go. But if you come in with an open mind and just think about possibility, don't think about like all the things that, you have to do. Don't think about like, I've got to do this or I've got to do that or this has got to happen or that's got to happen. Don't come with that shopping list of, to-dos. Just come with an open mind and thinking about what could be possible. And we'll walk you through the process. We'll walk you through the process of getting clear on who you serve and how you can help them within a membership model. We'll help you get clear on what you need to do to initially launch that membership site, which is much less than most people think. Most people think you've got to have an audience of tens of thousands or thousands. You don't. Most of us in this online world have the audience that we would need, which is a couple hundred people. And even then, we'll show you how to, welcome that audience of a couple hundred people if you're starting from absolute zero. But the bottom line is that we'll walk you through the process of getting clear on who you serve, what the membership would be about, how you would serve them in the membership, how you market that membership and launch it. And the goal is to get you through that process and cross the finish line in the free workshop of actually having the confidence to put your offer out there even before anything is created. Now, I know right from the get-go, Pam, there's going to be people that immediately are going to have like this like knee-jerk reaction, like, well, wait a minute. You're wanting me to launch a membership before I've got anything created? And let me just tell you this. I've been doing this for a long time, since 2008, working with tens of thousands of people. And what I can tell you is the best thing that you can do is to launch your membership before you, quote, have everything ready. Because the reality of it is that in working with real people inside that membership, that's where you're really going to learn how you can best support them and help them. Trying to guess about what would be the best content and all the best things that we could put into a membership is nothing more than a guessing game. And so what ends up happening is that in the process of working with members, that's where you really identify how you could best serve them in the membership. And that's what's going to shape the content that you create. So my recommendation always is to launch way before you think you should, so that you can compress time yourself and build so much more momentum. So in the workshop, that's exactly what we'll walk you through, is how to get clear on who you serve and how you can help them, how to design the membership in the early days, and how to launch it with very minimal time, energy, and effort.
And I'm the living, breathing example of that, because that is what I did with my membership, and it has evolved beautifully. Because what happens is the next step drops itself in front of you, obviously, over and over and over again. And it's not ever finished either. And I've seen that with your membership as well. It's not ever finished. It grows and it evolves every year. You correct course, you add things. And that's the other thing I want to point out. And then I'll let you go because I know you're incredibly busy right now. I'm so grateful you took the time to jump on here. But it's not just Stu and a sign hanging outside of his door saying this is Stu's membership site. Stu has built an amazing team, and the same philosophy he applies to his clients, to his charity, to his family applies to the people on his team who are there and they love to be there. And the people who've been in your course who are now coaches in your course, it's not a typical hand-me-down type thing. You should have a certification because they're that good, right? So if every time I've worked with one of your second tier, quote unquote, which I hesitate to even call them coaches, you are still getting the same level of service. You've built a machine that works like a human.
Well, I appreciate that. I think a lot of that comes from the fact, Pam, that we care about what a membership makes possible, because at the end of the day, it's not about a membership. It's about what that recurring revenue is then going to make possible for us as entrepreneurs and for, what we're trying to do. And when you don't have the same level of stress and worry of where is that next paycheck coming from, where are those sales coming from, where's that next contract or those clients coming from, and you could just focus on loving on your people, it gives you a sense of comfort that you can just double down on your clients that you do have, or your members that you do have, and knowing that every single month they're going to continue to pay month after month after month.
I love it.
Welcome some more members, great. But in those other months when you just want to peel back and just love on your people, you can do that too, but the income doesn't stop. And in fact, that's a really important place to be as an entrepreneur, because it eliminates so much stress and uncertainty that so many people feel in today's day.
Yeah. All right. From your first CFO, I could not have said it any better myself, folks. So any questions you have, we've dropped links in the comment string. You can ping me. I have never been a full-on affiliate for anybody before. And this, I believe in so much for my clients, for my audience, that I felt a real need to do this and just help magnify this message as much as I could. So Stu, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Can't wait to see you in person again. Say hi to Amy. And we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate you, buddy. Take care.
Bye now.